The world has become so sophisticated. But we're trying to figure out what's beyond Earth when we should be focused on improving it. With technology, medicine, and science in our everyday lives, complexity in society has increased greatly. For more innovations to occur, new strategies for development need to be created.
Know so much we don't.
We've come a long way, but we're not there yet. "3D printing, even though relatively new, will offer so much to the world within the next decade.
This printer is about 600. I broke one control board, so that was not a lot of fun, but it happened.
This is Charlie Rogers, a student at Gonzaga University. He constructed his own 3D printer, and it's up in his room. He uses the computer-aided design software SolidWorks to create his own 3D models that he can then print out with his printer.
So this was about $35. So it's not cheap, it's not expensive. You can get different stuff. This is ABS plastic, so this is what pipes are made out of. It's really good impact resistance.
His printer doesn't always work the way he plans out.
I'll show you real quick. Well,
Not to worry though, because he can just replace the part that needs fixing by printing out a new part with his 3D printer.
actually it just kind of bent. And what I did is I patched it up with some tape, and I had it print the replacement part, which is the green one sitting on it right now. So I can print all my replacement parts. Makes it really
He can also print out replacement parts for things around his house, as well as his car.
parts. Like right now I'm making replacement parts for my car. So I have like a latch in my center console that broke, and I haven't modeled it yet. I was thinking if I just want to model it in SolidWorks, or if I want to use the laser scanner over in Herrick, so I can just put it on the scanner.
Laser scanners can make an exact replica of pretty much anything, with an accuracy of 1/2000th of an inch.
One example is cookie cutter. I mean, a squirrel cookie cutter.
Oh, that's cool.
So, I mean, you can go, I thought this up in 5 minutes. I modeled it in another 5 minutes, and it was done printing 45 minutes later.
Wow.
So, I mean, I think that's cool with a common person.
Yeah.
A really cool, like, entrepreneur story I've heard of is, there's this lady, and she makes custom cookie cutters. So she makes, like, Mario, Yoshi, Lion King, I don't even know, everything. And she has, like, 3 or 4 printers at her house. She wakes up, 6 a.m. in the morning, she turns them on, they print 18, 20 hours a day. She, collects the parts off and she ships them out. And she works from home, and that's what she does. She makes custom cookie cutters. This is PLA. This is a bioplastic. It's a lot more brittle. It's a lot harder. And when it
PLA is much different than AVS. It has some amazing qualities.
But the really interesting thing about this is it's biodegradable. So they've used these for scaffolding. So like somebody breaks a bone, they do surgery. They can do it from an X-ray. They can reconstruct the bone, and then they can print you a scaffolding specific to that individual. And then as the bone regrows, this will biodegrade in the body. And
This type of material is already revolutionizing the world of regenerative medicine.
Lactic acid, which is where our muscles produce when they're being exerted. So it's not a really foreign chemical, so the body can deal with it.
This computer-generated representation of a bioprinter was once just an idea, a prototype theory that was decades away. This digital model was created in the year 2011, and just 2 years later, we can create organs, tissues, scaffolding, and much, much more. We can even bioprint directly onto the injured areas of the human body. Take a look. 0% chance of kidney transplant rejection is no longer just a dream. In fact, for Luke, who received a bioprinted bladder made up of his own cells, it is his reality, and the reason why he is alive today.
Play, basketball at recess without feeling like I was gonna pass out when I got back inside. I felt so sick. I was facing basically a lifetime of dialysis, and I don't even like to think about what my life would be like if I was on that. So after the surgery, life got a lot better for me. I was able to do more things. I was able to wrestle in high school. I became the captain of the team, and that was great. I was able to be, the normal kid with my friends, and because they use my own cells to, build this bladder, it's gonna be with me. I got it for life, so I'm all set.
Technology still.
This is Dr. Tony Atala. He is the trailblazer for regenerative medicine. He performed the surgery on Luke and has performed many surgeries involving 3D printed organs since.
I don't know if you realize this, but 90% of the patients on the transplant list are actually waiting for a kidney. Patients are dying every day because we don't have enough of those organs to go around. So this is more challenging. Large organ, vascular, a lot of blood vessel supply, a lot of cells present. So the strategy here is this is actually a CT scan, an X-ray, and we go layer by layer using computerized morphometric imaging analysis and 3D reconstruction to get right down to those patients' own kidneys. We then are able to actually image those, do 360-degree rotation to actually analyze the kidney in its full volumetric characteristics, and we then are able to actually take this information and then scan this in a printing computerized form. So we go layer by layer through the organ, analyzing each layer as we go through the organ, and we then are able to send that information, as you see here, through the computer and actually design the organ for the patient.
Recently, a man who had a cancerous tumor in his face was hospitalized. The tumor was removed along with half of his face. After the surgery, he was unable to eat on his own or speak. Through bioprinting, his face looks normal, but most importantly, now he can eat and speak just as well as before. A 17-year-old kid designed a prosthetic limb that only cost $250. This is much cheaper than the $18,000 it costs to buy a prosthetic arm today. Even things like dentures can be printed using 3D machinery, and they last longer and are of better quality than the dentures today. Progress is never complete. Even though we built 3D printers to create bladders, heart valves, and arteries, there are still so many more innovations for the future. As Atala said, currently research is being done about how to create organs such as kidneys and even hearts. With more time, money, and more importantly innovation, 3D printers have so much more to offer medicine. We've seen how 3D printers can have a benefit to the world. But their mass production and distribution is still a topic of much controversy. Could they be used to produce weapons? And how could those weapons be traced by the government? Questions like these have yet to be answered. And even if they were mass produced to the public, how could 3D printers have any benefit to the average user? Through websites like Thingiverse and 3Ders.com and MakerBot, 3D printers have a means of being used in the average household. We even heard of a woman who began her own business of selling cookie cutters through the use of a 3D printer. Other companies have used 3D printers to cheaply produce quality chocolate products. Through the input of people like Charlie and other technology enthusiasts, 3D printers will become cheaper and will undoubtedly have more uses to the average person. This is our future, and the 3D printer is going to be a part of it.